Okay, let's try this again, since the first time didn't work out so well. Howdy everybody, how's it going? Reset that. And today I have, with the Street Fighter Alpha stuff I went kind of goofy with. This game I'm actually going to be pretty serious about, because I really enjoy this game. Wait, did I fix the... hopefully the volume's still fixed. I don't know. And hopefully it'll come through good enough. Ooh, space portals. Yeah, boy. I'm playing a Yu-Gi-Oh game. Oops. There we go. Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. On the PlayStation 1. Really fun game. Ooh, oh, damn. Okay, that is loud. I'm gonna turn that, yeah. That still sounds loud to me. Okay, we'll knock it down 2 notches. Yeah, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Is probably one of my favorite card games. Because, Hearthstone is fun and all, but it's so easy to get angry at Hearthstone. Magic the Gathering is kind of hard to explain to people unless they actually know what Magic the Gathering is and how all the cards work. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is actually, well, back when this game was made, it was very simple and straightforward. Let's load up here. Yeah. And this game is a little different from playing the actual game. Still fun, but a little different, and I'll show that off. Essentially, you have the campaign, which is the story mode you'll spend a lot of time in. Free duel, you'll be spending a lot of time in that. Build deck, you'll be spending a lot of time there. Library is where it keeps a catalog of all the shit you unlock. Password is, in this game, all the codes that are actually on the cards you can actually get. There is a small issue with that, but I understand why they did it, but because the thing is, when you play a duel, let's just jump into one. Essentially story mode, I'll go over the story as I face off against somebody. Essentially, campaign mode, story mode, whatever you want to call it, you play through and unlock people. And in free duel, you actually basically grind them. The good kind of grinding, ladies. And yeah, you can see some of these I've messed around with, and yeah. And there's still plenty of others I have not unlocked yet. I have like, I don't know, 4 or 5 PS1 memory cards that are just, they all have this game file on it. Well, this game, different decks, different stuff on them, but let's see, is there anything else I need to explain? I don't think so. At least not yet. Essentially, if you like turn-based card games, let's see, yeah, this is all your chest, this is your deck. You can have 40 cards in a deck. You can customize it however you like. You start out with a general, kind of a half good, half bad deck. No matter, it's all random. You'll never get the same thing twice, but you know, some of you might see a couple of names you might like in the deck so far. Just giving you kind of a glance at what I have. And then we hit circle, so we're going to jump into this. And this is like the easiest. You don't, essentially like the tutorial. Let's see. Just checking my playback, make sure. Yeah, okay. It seems a little discolored, but looks fine. Essentially, in this game, just like the actual card game, you get 5 cards. Normally you would draw a 6th, but yeah, this game works a little different. But let's put Rat, our blue little friend here, switch into defense mode. Essentially, you can only play 1 card a turn. You can be very strategic with it, and that's kind of the thing that really draws out the good in this game. At least for me. And I've played the ever-living crap out of this game over the years. This game is actually the reason I bought a PS1 in the first place. Yeah. You know, I bought this and Tekken 3. And Tekken 3, let's go ahead and attack. And we're going to leave him in defense mode for just a moment. But yeah, I bought this and Tekken 3. That was the sole reason I bought a PS1 back in the day. And it kind of has a significance to me because it was, you know, back in the day, my first job, well, official, legit kind of job. I worked at a McDonald's, and you know, this was like my first purchase with that. Oops. Oh, there we go. Okay, got bad. I'm trying to tell my story and play at the same time so people don't get bored. Actually. And this is a neat little feature to this game. Whoop! Fusion. Insta-fusions. Let's go ahead. Still seems loud to me, so let's turn that down one more time. Essentially, you start out with 8,000 life points. Everyone knows that. And, you know, when one loses all their life points, the other one loses. I said all of this before, but I'm trying to remember how I said it before, because I was on a roll last time I tried to record this, and we'll just say technical difficulties happened. You'll most likely notice little symbols. Oh, let's go over here. Hit the triangle, you can read the card, and from as far as I know, every description is from the actual card itself, the real card. The Guardian Star thing is a mechanic that is basically can either help or hurt you, depending on who you're facing, and this, that, and the other. But Mercury, Mars, Sun, they're the different alignments. Each card has like different combinations of them. As you play, you learn how they actually interact with each other. actually. Yeah, okay, so I think I can show this off right now. Play a job-changing mirror in Mercury, and there. I'm actually going to get a 500 point boost to kill whatever that is. That can actually make or break the game. Or a duel, I should say. And, oh, I don't want to finish it off yet. Well, I still want to keep talking. Let him play another card. Essentially, there's no, like star limitation, like on star points, because I know there's a lot of rulings that's like in other games that are, you can only play this monster that's under this star level and stuff like that. This game, you don't have to worry about that. You just have to worry about playing monsters and playing the game. This, Yami, dark field, whoop, and everything goes all dark. That's, oh, and I powered up my mirror. And since I want to keep talking, I'll just pass my turn. Let him keep playing cards while I'm messing around here. Right, Gek? Yeah. That card right there is extreme. Oh yeah, you can actually play combos. You just hit, button on the controller. You can actually summon a fusion from your hand. Learning that is actually a really crucial part of this game. Boop. And let's see, what else can I say? If you get like a terrain bonus, it'll actually show up on the card before you even play it. Nice little effect. Oh, job changing mirror. Oh yeah, I already have one of these. So, and this is a fusion. It's actually kind of rare in this game. Summon Skull. Everybody should know that from the TV show. Oh, there is one other thing I can show. If you hit square, I've been hitting X this entire time, but if you hit square, dun dun dun, a computer-generated battle scene of the two combatants. And this was like early on PS1, so the graphics aren't the greatest on some things, but well, you can't even see that on my. I just looked at my playback and you can't really tell because all the flames and stuff are. Yeah. Every creature has 2 attacks depending on what alignment you set them to. And you can watch these little dueling cutscenes, and then they do their victory thing, and then end of thing. Yeah, it's really cool. Nice little effect, as far as I'm concerned. I'll pass, so I can do it again. Show that off again. Trying to before I get into the more because I'll probably play another duel and show more complicated because this guy's a pushover. Oh, I can actually do this, I think. Great Mammoth of Gold Vine. Yeah. Let's see. So you get another glimpse of the little cutscene battle duels kind of thing. I don't really know what to call them. But so many things that I said before that I'm trying to remember if I've said yet. Yeah, I was gonna make this video a few days ago and I hit a little bit of a snag as far as not feeling very well, so I still don't feel very well, but I'm trying to at least do something. And, but yeah, if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, I really recommend this game, to be honest. What can I do? It's a little... And it's not really a bad game. You may look at it and say, oh, the graphics suck, this sucks, blah, blah, blah. It's more... The downfalls from, like, this compared to the actual game. You can set magic cards too. It's just the limitation of the PlayStation, which is not like a bad thing, at least not to me, because graphics aren't the thing that sell me on a game. It's more the substance. I got in a really long conversation about substance over visuals the other day with a friend of mine. And I was actually, recommending this game. Bow wow. Yeah. But this game has a lot of replayability, trying to unlock all the cards. And I actually, where did I put it, actually? I actually have a player's guide for this game. As strange as that sounds, why would you need a player's guide for a card game? But it's actually pretty helpful, just to understand everything that goes on. Gives you basically all the card codes for the actual cards, tells you strategies for all the duelists. Because this game is not easy, I'll say that right now. I can't really do anything without killing one of my others. Well, we'll just see if this will fusion. Yep, okay. Skull gone. And, let's just finish this up so I can kind of show more into this. Because, when you get toward the... You win. And you'll get that when you actually win. When you win, you actually get... Oh, I can't... Oops. Cards. All your statistics and whatnot. Here's more statistics. You'll get ranked on it. Spoils, you'll be getting star chips. And you'll actually just get a random card. Hamburger recipe, I think that's for... I don't remember what that's for, but... Yeah. Essentially, campaign mode, you work your way through. And there's some of these duelists, like these two little villagers here, if you're not careful, you will screw your chance out of actually unlocking them in free duel mode. They don't tell you that in the guide. But, yeah. Story, I'll hold off on that for a minute. There are a few duels where you are just in campaign mode that you will just lose. Because Seto, he's easy to lose to, and Haishin you can lose to, and it's not going to game over you. Everyone else, game over if you lose to them. Story, I'll explain that in a minute, so let's back out for a minute. The thing about star chips, this is how you actually use them. You enter in codes, the actual card codes, and you pay a set price for the card. Where is... I'm probably going to get up. I think... Okay. That hurt like hell, but for a random example here, we're just going to I actually need some light here now. Okay. Oops. Oops. Everyone's favorite giant-ass dragon. Yeah. It costs infinite star chips just for one, and the codes only work one time. It basically encourages you to unlock cards through playing the game instead of actually cheating, which I can understand. And for like a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, they probably won't mind. But that's one of the things about this game. If you think you're gonna make a super-powered deck right off the bat, you're gonna be sorely mistaken. Yeah. And let's see, how many cards are in this game? 722 cards. That's a lot of cards to hunt down in this game. And then, in your library you have, your catalog of everything you've unlocked, and the ones that are actually, like, I don't know if you can see, like, the cup, if I could get that weird line out of the way. The bright ones are the ones you have. The dark ones, damn it, the dark ones are actually like the fusions and things. You don't actually have that card, but it keeps a record of it. Yeah, with this file, I've only unlocked 274 out of 700. And one thing you can do, you can pull up their information, and if you don't wait for that little red triangle, arrow, whatever, to pop up, you can actually hit over and look at their 3D model of every card. I don't know, I just think that's really interesting, especially for the time that this game was made. Baby dragon! Derpy little squirt. But yeah. Let's see if I can remember where my favorite, oh, there it is. My favorite card, just in Yu-Gi-Oh in general, both in the real card game and in each of the games, this is my favorite card. It's a turtle. Because I like turtles. Turtles are awesome, you know. And this one has a catapult on its back. I don't know, there's just something about this creature that... I don't know, it's just my favorite. You know? And, yeah, let's back out. You can build your deck for Yugioh campaign. The campaign, well, I'll tell basic rundown of the story, essentially, because I'm not going to subject you to a lot of unskippable text-based cutscenes. Let's do the old man. Hit the button, let's jump in. Oh, I see that. There we go. Actually, does that help a little? I think that helped a little bit. I think I might have thrown off my camera angle, but maybe you can see the cards a little better. Okay, story-wise, there's a lot of text-based text reading, just screens and screens of it, but basically you start the game as Yami, who is, you know, Yugi's the pharaoh. You start off in ancient Egypt. You sneak out of the palace and you go, because you want to go play Duel Monsters. Because who wouldn't want to do that? And you're the prince, so they can all suck it if they don't like it. And, you know, as you progress, you essentially get to the battle with Haishin the first time, and he kicks your ass. No, there's no way to win that duel. It doesn't matter what cards you have. He has the best cards in the game, so you have very little chance of actually beating him. Let's do this. Fire, any beast, and you get a Cerberus. Where was I? Oh yeah, when Haishin beats you, you essentially wake up as Yugi. And you go through Battle City Tournament, and you're looking for Millennium items. Well, after you get all the Millennium items, you get like time traveled or some, I don't remember exactly how they what the exact terminology is used, but you essentially get sent back to ancient Egypt as the pharaoh, and you you know, everything's wrecked. It's like an apocalypse happened. And you run around, you duel some people, and then you are basically sent on the final mission of beating the high priests. Haishin and his high priests. Well, each one of them is a pain in the ass to fight. I'll tell you that right now. And, you know, they have a lot of the best cards in the game, too. You actually have to really learn how to play the game by then. Even Battle City, you have to learn how to play the game enough to be able to actually survive against them. And then essentially, you know, you beat the high priests, and then you go to like essentially the final stage of the game where you have to, let's play that, make your way through basically a lot of gauntlets, and you need the best cards in the game to actually progress. Now, I don't know if that's picking up, but I think I might have a guest here now. Well, downstairs. So I might have to cut this shorter than I originally planned. I hope to have this done before he got here, but let's pause. Hopefully you can't hear that, but if you can, you know, that's just my old man. Take a drink of coffee here. I've been talking so long, I didn't keep myself hydrated. And then you know, your way to the final battles in the game are just gauntlets. There's, you know, you just have to keep fighting with the best cards in the game, and that is, I've only beaten the game one time, but every other time I've not been able to get past, like, the high priests. And this game does take a lot of, you know, like a time investment to actually you know, to get a good deck going, which is kind of the fun of it, for me at least. Any zombie and mammoth graveyard, you'll make the gold mammoth. There are an ass load of fusions that you can learn and make, and this, that, and the other. Oh. It really doesn't matter what I fight with, I'm just kind of and there are a lot of strategies to each, you know, duelist. You know, I might be making it look really easy right now, but, you know, well, just for a random example, well, let's make a move first. Let's take our Darkfire Dragon, stick him on a warrior, whoop, Flame Swordsman. Essentially, yeah, there he goes. If you mess around with people, they will actually, you know, make different fusions depending on how you're actually playing. Actually, that's not a good idea. Okay, so let's take Time Wizard and Hurricane. I don't know if that'll fuse. Yeah, and that's what happens when you know, you can't fuse something, it'll just bump it off. So my Time Wizard just went to the graveyard and attack with something. There we go. Is there anything else I need to... I should have made a checklist, but I said everything so perfect the first time I tried to record this, and it technology aggravates me sometimes. And you know, when you have, you know, your field full, you can always bump stuff off. You know, so don't think you're limited to just oh yeah, you can hit the button too to defense mode, attack mode, defense mode, attack mode. You can get 5 monsters, 5 magic or trap cards. That's pretty evident if you even know what Yugioh is in the first place. So, Spike Seedra, not bad. He's gonna kill that though. See, you can be surprised, you know, in this game. well, I'm just gonna play this. It's kind of a cheap move, but, you know, magical effects, all the random stuff, it's just, while I'm still talking. Essentially what you want to do is just wipe him out as fast, the other guy, as fast as possible. Because you get better ranking, you get better cards for actually doing it that way. Gigatark Wolf. Let's attack just for fun. Oh damn, he could have killed me if he was in an attack mode. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to say? Female cards are very overpowered in this game because, elves and females, you can pretty much combine with anything in the game. Let's do that. Bump that off and I'll show you. Elves and females can basically make a lot of the best combinations, especially early in the game and even into the late game. Because, Yugioh, or however you want to pronounce it, that's actually a really powerful card, and, on the meadow terrain, that is very powerful right now. No monster is actually invincible. Yeah, that's another thing. My alignment is Mars, that's Neptune. I'm actually going to be at a disadvantage. That's something you have to take into account if you ever see Guardian Star in red, is they actually have the alignment advantage. Let's do that. So, cutscene plays while I'm talking. All the terrains look different, all the magic effects and everything have, what they do. Trying to think. Yeah, females, and you can combine females with pretty much anything and get a really good fusion out of it. Dragons, pretty much the same way, because there's a lot of elemental dragons and stuff like that. You can pretty much combine them with anything and get something really good. So dragon decks are actually really encouraged. Females are just really easy to have in your deck for having a deck just for combo reasons. Oh, I can actually show this off. Any dragon above 1600 attack points, and if you stick a thunder creature on top of it, or fuse it, or whatever, you create one of the most powerful cards in the game. This thing is beastly. You may think, oh, 2800, it ain't got shit on Blue Eyes. Well, it's because of the Guardian Star that makes this thing so powerful. Sorry. I got thrown off for a minute. But this thing, played in the right way, can pretty much demolish anything. There's only a few cards it can't fight against. One of them being Black Meteor Dragon, Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth. Yeah. What the hell, I'll just show it off while I'm talking. Really bizarre looking, but very powerful. Blue Eyes. You might think, oh, that's one of the best dragons in the game. There's actually a card called Skull Knight that can actually wipe out blue eyes. And you might think, that's impossible, but no. Blue eyes has an attack power of 30 or 3,000. Skull Knight has 2650. But because of regardless of what alignment you put blue eyes in, Skull Knight has the counter to it. So if he plays it in Sun, you play Mercury. If it plays, what's the other one? Flip the book real quick. It's a good thing to have this thing as a reference. Mars, and the other one is Neptune, that Skull Knight has. It can pretty much get that alignment bonus, that 500 extra, and wipe out a blue eyes. And every card has kind of that counter almost. So you don't, let's just do that. 100 life points left. What are you gonna do? Oh? Oh wow. Fighting off to the end. Any fire in a beast will make, well, under 2100. That's the one thing you have to keep in mind is if it's below the original, well, Flame Swordsman, anything under 1800, you combine a warrior and any fire monster, you're most likely going to get the Flame Swordsman. Oops, wrong button. Any female, any beast is going to come out with that. I'm trying to think of what other combination I can actually show. Oh. And you can actually do this, which is bumping off cards. If you get a really bad hand, you can just clear your hand by doing that. Let's defend mode that, because that's probably going to get killed right now. Yep. If they're in defense mode, they're not going to lose attack life points when they get killed. Attack mode, pretty obvious. Damn, you just keep getting louder, don't you? My favorite card. Sorry. Let's see. Oh, I can actually use my turtle and some stone. Boulder Tortoise. Another turtle card. Not as cool, but still pretty badass. I don't know, I just really like turtles. Not always the ninja, Teenage Mutant Ninja variety. Boop. That's the end of the duel. I think I'll show one more before I call this quits and try and remember what else I can do. I'll pretty much play this seriously now. Actually, I'm going to play seriously. Remember, save often and save a lot. Because I've actually had times where I've game overed. You know, even though this is free duel, you know, there have been times in the actual game where I've gotten really good cards and then, you know what? Let's do Pegasus. He's cute. And, I've gotten good cards and then didn't save, got a game over, and I got screwed, and I didn't have those cards when I came back. 1000 dragon. Let's put you in Mercury just for fun. Change it up a little bit. Boop. I don't remember what. And let's see, what else can I do here? Dragon. Oops. And plant. That'll make. See, this is what I was talking about with the dragon combinations. Actually, I'll do this while I'm talking. Man-eating shark. See, he played that, first turn. 2100 attack points. If you're not prepared for that, you're gonna get hosed. What was I saying? Can't remember. Hey, look at Jaws' brother. Trying to keep an eye on my playback too, because I noticed in my Street Fighter, yeah, there it happened again, that weird bar. I don't know if that's just my TV or my camera here recording. I noticed a bunch of those happened, so I'm trying to keep an eye on the playback to see how much that happens, or if I can see. Yeah, and yes, there's a lot of like flashing screens and this, that, and the other, which might explain it. I don't know. Oh, here's a new combo for you: bird and fire. Simple combo makes a really strong creature. Yep. Let's watch that too while I'm talking. Trying to think, what else haven't I said? And that's the weird thing, is I feel like I've said everything before when I tried to record this before, but and there I go reiterating again, which is not a good thing. Prevent rat. But yeah, this is a game you keep distracting me talking so loud. I don't know if that's gonna pick up, but whatever. I hope it doesn't. But yeah, it's a very simple game. A lot of people. Oh, here we go. This is something I said before that I didn't say in this recording so far. I know for sure. Is a lot of people have comfort foods and stuff like that. This is kind of like my comfort game. Between this and one other game that I'll do a video on soon. I don't know exactly when I'll do that, but I think I'll spend a lot more time with that game than what I'm going to do here, because this is just going to be one video all in itself. I don't know. Let's play that just for. But yeah. As I wind down here, because I don't want this video to drag on for too long and me constantly reiterating. Yeah, this is a really fun game for me, and when I really have a bad day, I turn to this game. Oh, there we go. See, you get 5. S rank is the highest you can get. 5 starships is the highest you can get for one duel. And I got a Wicked Worm Beast. You can actually look over your statistics, victory conditions, turns 3, total annihilation, blah blah blah. And you can kind of do that. You can look at more results of what you actually played. That's something I didn't show before. And oh, and then we're back here. And yeah. Yeah, if you really like Yugioh games, I recommend this one. And, let's see, what else can I say? I talked about the difficulty, I talked about a lot of strategy, I talked about you essentially, oops, you can just, yeah, if you get Exodia, you win. I think that's a little self-explanatory, though, if you know Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. And you just keep playing, you unlock cards, and you add them in your deck, you play with them. You can pretty much customize a deck to whatever you want. As far as like effect creatures that you would normally know in the original game, this game doesn't have that mechanic of effects. So everything is just based on turn-based attack, defense, and magic. And god dang it. Stuff that phone somewhere. I threw it under a pillow. Because I don't know why it is. No one calls my house. And when there's nothing going on, it's always when something is happening. It annoys the crap out of me. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Before I wrap this up. Yeah, 722 cards. And if you don't have like a player's guide like I do, you can pretty much look up the codes online easy enough. Or if you actually play the game, which I have a lot of my old decks somewhere around here. But maybe I'll dig that out and make it a video at some point. Is my actual cards in my deck, and maybe do something with that. I don't know. If that's something that's interesting, let me know. And just giving you while I'm scrolling through here, you can get equip magic. There's a lot of spells, traps. You have to set them like you normally would, which sometimes is not very beneficial if you want to just like bulldoze through free duel mode, unless you really want to use traps. I do recommend traps in the actual game. Oops, went too far. Damn it. There. I do recommend traps in the actual game. Oh, there's... Oh, recipe. Oh, the ritual card. Yeah. And they don't tell you the actual fusions, not even in the book. That's something you kind of have to either know or look up online to make the rituals work in this game. Because there's a few of them that are kind of lenient, but most of them are just very what's the word I'm looking for? They're very specific. Had to stop this out there. Specific to like something like Zera the Mant. You need Versago the Destroyer. There's a bunch of those that are very special that you need. But anyway, I think I've rambled on for long enough, and I think like I said, with the my Street Fighter Alpha adventures, I might do more of those. I don't know, but with different characters. But For this, I wanted to be more serious and kind of explain. And there's a friend of mine who's a Yu-Gi-Oh fan that had never heard of this game. So hopefully if that person is watching, this will give them like a taste of what the game's actually like. I think I could have explained it a little better, which, when you have to record something twice, things get kind of lost. But anyway, final words. I really like this game. I recommend it to anyone who's a Yu-Gi-Oh fan or anybody who likes card games in general. It's a PlayStation 1 game. Probably easy. Tongue-tied. It's probably easily found if you look for it. I know there's retro gaming places around, or you could order it online. Either way. Yeah. So, ow. Hopefully that rain doesn't come in on the mic too, because I have my window open and it's been raining all day. I'm rambling way too much now. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And again, there's another Yu-Gi-Oh game that I'll be doing sometime. Maybe in the future. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that yet. But yeah. There I go, stuttering over myself again. Damn it. Yeah, have a good day, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed this little installment. Have a good one. Peace out.